Aha! This meeting is being recorded.
Oh, shoot. Now I gotta put all my stuff away.
All right. We ready?
No? Never, but let's do it anyway.
Okay.
You good there, bud?
Maybe.
Sit down before you fall down.
Then good.
That's really not a joke. That happened earlier. Okay. So here we go.
Da-da-da-da.
Previously on The Keep, under the employ of Devin Callahan, our heroes set off to save Galdorn. After defeating the Goblin Band in their lair, our fearless friends discovered a secret passage which led to an ancient Yuan-Ti temple. After Mare had accidentally disturbed a giant snake, Rory convinced him not to attack the party. Once informed of potential food, Devin Danger Noodle left the party in search of goblin meat and sadly to meet a fatal end. Continuing on, our heroes discovered the ancient sanctum, where a foul demon commanded 2 Yuan-Ti to attack the party. After a decisive victory, new items acquired, and a history lesson told our friends... Wait, I didn't learn how to read my thing. Hey guys! The illusion's broken. And a history lesson told, our friends returned to Callahan and informed him of all that had happened. Upon hearing of the dangers and the demonic influence, Callahan asked our heroes to stay one more night so that they could meet his knowledgeable friends. Okay. So we're gonna pick up a little bit of time lapse a little bit back to when you guys are just exiting Callahan's estate. I know Rory and Riker had stayed behind to have a conversation, so as the 4 of you exit, Kari.
Wait, what? No. Rory, Riker.
They had their conversation.
No!
Kari,
Crap.
as you walk out of the estate and before you all begin to head back down to the Fisherman's Rest, you hear a voice come into your head.
Oh,
And it says, you're a warlock, dang it. Raven, the voice has spoken and your name was on its lips. Your writ of execution is at the docks in Galdorn. Go there.
Does the name, the voice sound familiar?
Nope.
Crap.
And
Do I get to reply?
Yeah.
Okay. And the name of the target?
you don't get anything.
Okay.
So, before you all are heading outside of Callahan's, headed back towards the Fisherman's Rest, I do believe.
That is the question, isn't it?
Who all? Me and
It would be
Kari,
you, Augustina, Mare, and Kari.
me and the ladies. I guess that's where I would be going.
Is Callahan's collectibles on the way back to the Fisherman's Rest?
I mean, it can be. It's a small town, so it can be if you desire. I think this point it's early. Well, I think it's around 7 or so. I think is what we said, 7 to 8 in the evening. So it may be closed. It may still be open. I don't know. We can go.
I just wanted to pick up a like sewing kit or something so she can.
Okay.
Something of her clothes.
Yeah. I would say that's easy enough. I would say you can swing through there. They're closing up, but Augie recognizes his friends and lets you in. A sewing kit. We'll say it's a 2 copper. Sure. Why not?
Done. I don't
So
know,
you
Aki.
guys-
That's really expensive.
Sorry, I don't make the prices as Mr. Callahan does. So as you guys make it back to Fisherman's Rest, eventually Riker and Rory head there. Reach up. Are you...
Is there typically a timeline that I'm used to of I have this long to...
This is super new to you.
Yeah.
This has never happened before.
Well, I mean, I know that part, but like...
You have no idea.
Crap. Yeah, I'm gonna go head down to the docks.
Okay. So as you guys head off to do your various shopping.
Actually, I'm gonna take the 52 gold that I have in my bag. And I'm going to take out, let's say 10.
Okay.
And I'm going to hand the rest to Mare. And I'm not entirely sure what to be doing with money. It's not something I've ever had a lot. I need to go run a quick errand. Would you mind keeping an eye on this for me, just in case?
Hold it until you get back.
If you see, are you going shopping with the rest, or?
I was planning on heading back to the tavern and starting to relax for the evening.
Oh, all right. Well, then hopefully I'll see you. I'll either see you this evening or in the morning.
Very well, Corey. Be safe.
Will do. No idea what I'm about to happen. And yeah, I'll head down to the dock.
Character.
Okay.
I know. This is how.
Roll a new character.
We thought it was gonna be the hobgoblin.
So
This is when the marathon starts.
as you head down to the docks, it's being later in the evening. The town is generally deserted. There are a few night fishermen out that you can see, and you see standing on the beach itself a bald head, dark skin, black robed figure that you recognize to be Master Callahan, or Master Corleone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was about
The alliteration was.
Like I said, guys, I'm a little nervous. My bad. Yes, Master Corleone.
All right. Looking around, are there a lot of people nearby?
No, it's
Okay.
generally deserted.
All right, then I will pull back the hood, pull down the mask, and take on my the last form that Master saw me in, and be bald head, very neutral face, slight build, with the still with the reptilian green eyes, and the pale, almost snow white skin.
As you approach him, he stands there very stoically. His back is actually to you, so he's just sort of looking out to the water. And
Let's see if I can sneak up on him.
watching. What? Make a stealth check.
It's only an 18.
It's really. My bad.
Yes, you should have.
Yeah, I know. Give me. Sorry, guys.
You're okay.
I don't like doing this, but
I'm writing Greek words down. You're fine.
okay. You said that was an 18.
Mm-hmm.
As you begin to get close and sneak up, you hear him go, I was wondering when you would arrive.
Well,
Raven, come.
Hi, Master.
This is an important time. You look different. Travel's been well for you.
Well, it's been new and interesting. It's definitely something I enjoy doing more of.
You'll have your chance. As I was saying, this is an important time for you, as you have received your first contract. And he pulls out a small folded piece of paper and he hands it to you. This is for a man by the name of Thaddeus Birch in Bronzeley.
Don't know what that is.
Yes, you stopped there on your way. It's
Oh, that's right.
Fort
That's right.
Worth.
Yep.
Our informants tell us that he is a butcher.
I don't. I take it that doesn't mean the type selling the animal meats.
That's exactly what that means.
Oh, well then, all right then.
Remember, your job is to find the reason for the raid.
By your recommendation, should I do that before or after?
That is entirely your choice. I do notice you travel with friends. This is good. Friends are good.
Well, I mean, one of them hired me as a bodyguard. The other I've only known for a day or two. They're interesting. The little one, the little furry one, definitely keeps you on your toes. The big furry one also keeps you on your toes. In fact, they kind of all keep you on your toes.
Good. Hopefully it'll make you quicker.
That's fair.
Remember, the means and the mode do not matter. The end result is proof and the writ fulfilled.
Once the writ is fulfilled, do I reach out or said this is my first time?
Yes. When the writ is fulfilled, we'll know. And then we'll contact you when you're needed again.
Okay, that's right.
This is important. And he reaches down and picks up a small, a wooden box. Finely made, but simple. And on the top of it, you see the symbol of the raven's heart. A red heart with a black raven's head placed in the center of it. And he hands it to you.
Open it up.
Inside, you see, well made, a pair of black leather bracers. Emblazoned on the top part is the symbol of the heart. Also in shades of gray, so as to not stand out. Master Callahan looks at you and says, "These are your first vestments of black. Wear them well, and they will serve you long." And you see him sort of grab his wrist, and on him, a very similar looking, if not slightly worn, pair of black leather bracers.
Nice. I'll go ahead and put them on.
They will require time to fully grasp what they can do. You understand that?
Yeah, very much so. I'm honored. Thank you.
Well, we have time together, so let's make use of it. Oh, come.
All right.
I will show you how to transfer the life essence of your opponents into your own vitality.
Now that sounds like an interesting trick.
And he begins working you through different means and modes. And you do this for about an hour. Afterwards, he looks at you and says, "You picked that up rather well."
What a good teacher.
You should return to your friends.
Give a deep bow. Thank you for all you've done. I hope to be worthy of the time you've put in.
We'll see each other again soon.
Ninja vanish. Not walk away.
Yeah, but actually, as you walk away and sort of turn and look back, totally gone.
Dude, that's our cool trick.
Totally gone.
Carl just said like, you couldn't have taught me that.
And these are yours.
I cannot think, guys. Oh, dang.
So those are already in the inventory, so you can look those up and add those. Go ahead and put those.
Yes. Okay, I'm happy. I'm gonna cry. This is awesome.
And so, for you guys back at the tavern, some of you enjoying imbibement, some of you resting. Kari returns eventually, looking a little tired, but excited.
How much later does Kari return?
Kari was gone for around an hour.
Well, there's
Okay.
another trade, so probably will be more than that, wouldn't it?
Is about an hour, and I mean it's
okay.
you know
Fair enough.
not that far of a walk, small town.
Fair enough. Holy shite! Sorry, I just hit a quip, and oh god.
Did Kari just go Super Saiyan or something? No, you just got KO Ken.
Yeah, times 10.
Okay.
Baller.
So yeah, it takes a little over an hour for Kari to return, Mayor. The sleeping arrangements are what they previously had, correct? If I remember, which was 5 rooms total. No, 1, 2, 4 rooms, right? Where were y'all sleeping? Remind me of where y'all was sleeping. Who was where?
Like we remember.
Or what? At this point, I mean, essentially, you guys could have any sleeping arrangement y'all would want, so you can break it down however.
I mean, Augustina was sharing a room with Gray, so I don't think that would
Oh,
change that
okay.
much.
Okay.
Then cool. I'm glad you remember because I don't remember anything.
No clue.
And then
Yeah.
Kari, were you? I think Kari and Mare were staying in separate rooms, if I remember.
I believe that's correct, but
I trust your memory over mine,
I mean,
so...
you can change that now if you want. You guys have just returned. You can be wherever you want to be.
Well, if we've already got the rooms.
Okay. And then Riker and Rory, you guys are sharing one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What be great.
So you guys eventually all return to your rooms and settle in, I suppose?
once it gets especially laid out, I look over at Kari and raise one of the bottles of wine that I've purchased. Kari,
Hey,
have you ever been skinny dipping in the ocean?
only once. And it wasn't... It was very cold. But it's something I quite thoroughly enjoyed.
I've never been, and I'd very much like to go. And it's late enough, I don't think too many others will be out.
There was nobody down at the docks when I was there.
Shall we?
Shall we? Let's go.
I want to ask very much if I was anywhere near that conversation.
I mean, you said what were you doing when you got back to the tavern?
I wanted to question our magic users about the ways of Arcana.
Okay. So were you discussing this in the tavern, or did you go up to you and Augustina's room?
Oh yeah, when we were eating dinner, I would have been sitting at the table and talking to Rory and Augustina about like just the basic idea. How does Arcana? I mean, I can't think of what I would be saying in character, but he'd be questioning like, so how do you tap into the Arcana, and how does one cast magic and stuff like that?
You need to do this.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just kind of happened.
Okay.
You kind of got a goat.
Jordan, you're muted.
Sorry, I muted myself for chips. I don't know. I learned a lot from Mr. Callahan, and he says that the magical energy is all around you, and you just have to find your way to connect to it. And for me, I like working with my hands, and so I use my tools to kind of focus the arcane energy and make it do what I want. Sometimes it doesn't go so well, but I'm getting better.
All right. Deans, do you have a way that you tap into the arcane? A way that you focus yourself or something like that?
I mean, a lot of time it just kind of happens, but music helps a lot.
Okay. This is interesting.
Augustina's going to turn Gray into a bard.
Don't think I didn't have ideas. Interesting.
Mr.
Okay.
Callahan says that everybody should have a focus and something that they use a lot that they feel connected to. And you use your daggers a lot, so that could maybe work.
Gray
That would be
reaches
cool.
up. Gray reaches up and he holds onto his necklace. And he's like, interesting idea, my friend. Thank you both. I'm I'm going to. Let's say I'm going to experiment, and Gray goes off to his room to experiment.
Okay. Sounds good.
That'll be his evening. So I guess he doesn't hear the girls' conversation.
Guess not. He's busy experimenting.
Hey.
Okay, so the two of you head down to the ocean then? Okay. It is, I mean, when you get down there, you see it's partly cloudy, so there is some moonlight, not much. You do see off in the distance faintly night fishermen. But you can stay away from the docks and shouldn't be unbothered. There aren't really people walking around on this nice summer night. The water is refreshing as you are on the west coast versus the east coast.
Right. Little salt there. I can taste that salt.
You're on the west coast, so nice water.
So I float for a little bit and just enjoy the water. And then I float a little closer to where Kari's at. Kari,
Hey.
are we friends?
I'd like to think so. There's not very many people that I feel comfortable enough to share my abilities with. So I'd like to think so.
I'm honored by your trust. You'll have to forgive me if I mess this up. It has been a long time since I've had friends. You'll tell me if I do something too terribly awkward, right?
I promise to do my best. You're not always the best judge of what's awkward. Funny story, as I came into my changeling abilities, I may have experimented with the separate baths and being able to walk from one to the other and fit in. I don't know if you've ever heard the myth of the bat creatures, but it's kind of hard to feel like you belong to anywhere when you can be anyone. So I promise to do my best to let you know, but I'm not always the best judge.
Well, I'd appreciate any aid you could give.
Hey. Do you feel like you've been awkward or?
Just a bit, yes. I feel like we got off on the wrong foot with Riker and Rory and Ray and Augustina are such a strong team already. I like them, but I don't know how much I fit. Do you know what I mean?
To a certain extent. You have a very wonderful set of gifts the gods have given you. But you almost seem like, I don't know, that you might be I don't want to use the word afraid, but hesitant maybe to show your powers. And trust me, I understand the idea of keeping your cards close to your chest, but I don't know, they seem like they want to get to know you and be a friend, and you're definitely a helpful member of the team. So, I don't know. Definitely be honest around Rory, though. I learned that the hard way.
Indeed. Suppose all we can do is our best.
I think that's the best. That's all anyone can do, really. But you have a very, very strong nature about you.
I wish I had a fragment of your strength, or any of.
I'm honestly not very strong. If if you were to rate me on a scale of, 1 to 20, I'm around an 8. It's not very strong, but it's not your physical strength that I was referring to, but you have a spirit of someone who is, well, quite frankly, has seen some shit.
That's not untrue.
So, you have wisdom that maybe the others don't have or haven't seen yet.
I don't think we're quite at the point where they're able to receive much of that. I don't want to push it on them. I'd much rather spend time getting to know them and letting them get to know me. I'm just a little nervous.
Well, you and I have been traveling together for a few weeks, and we've gotten to know each other well enough. At least well enough for us to have this conversation as we're swimming around naked in the ocean. So, I don't know, give them time. If nothing else, at least the little one will be entertaining.
Yes, indeed. Quick question, does Kari have dark vision?
Nope!
Okay.
For some reason, Kari's player keeps choosing characters that don't have dark vision. It's become a thing.
It's really nice, I gotta say.
So.
Thank you, Kari.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Anytime you need to talk, I'm here.
I appreciate that. It is starting to get a little bit chilly, though, and a little bit late. I don't want anyone to worry. You think we should probably head back?
Sure, why not? And Kari will reach over and duck Mare under the water and start swimming away as fast as she can.
Mare comes up, just drenched, and Kari, you get back here, I swear!
Nope.
And just starts
Kari
chasing after her.
doesn't even get dressed, like grabs her clothes and just starts running.
All right, then.
And Gray pops up. And I'm Yao, king of Just couldn't get the Milan scene out of my head the whole time.
I appreciate that so much.
Yep, that was good. That was a good one. Okay. So you all retire to your rooms then? Yeah. As you all get to sleep.
Bad happens.
About halfway through the night. Yes, Roy?
I was just going to say, until bedtime, I am going to work on that ciphered blueprint that's in Giant.
Okay, make an intelligence check.
Oh boy. I'm supposedly good at those.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. Hey, that's a 12.
It keeps escaping you. You can't quite figure out what the cipher is or what it's trying to tell you.
Sweet.
Get it, Rory.
I tinker on my armor as I go to sleep.
Okay. So about halfway through the night,
That's not good.
a knock comes on Rory and Riker's room.
I'll stand up,
Stick a spear through the door.
pull the kukri from beside the bed, kind of just pull it behind the door, put it behind my back, and slowly open and just.
You open the door and you see standing before you the owner of the tavern, the dwarven woman, Daphne Stoneback. And she looks at you and says, I am so terribly sorry for this late hour. Mr. Callahan is downstairs with some friends and asked that I retrieve you.
Just us?
No, I'm making the rounds and getting you and your other companions. If you would not mind headed down to meet him.
What time is it?
Oh, a few hours before dawn.
You got yourself a pot of coffee on.
We can do that.
I'll see you momentarily.
And
Rory, Time to get up. Get up.
And she goes to each one of your rooms and tells you the same thing. Mr. Callahan is downstairs. I apologize for the hour, and he has brought friends and requests to see you.
Carly's gonna make her way, get about halfway down the stairs before she realizes she forgot to put her clothes on, goes back up, puts her robes back on.
Okay.
I mean, Gray answered the door in his fantasy boxers anyway, so just you know, because he was up late last night practicing.
I'll be downstairs. Just throwing on
Yep.
2 kukris.
So you guys all head downstairs.
It takes a
Mhm.
few more minutes to dress and put a basic face on first. And then, yeah.
Yeah.
Augustina comes down still in her night clothes. It's like a little frilly 2-piece with a little bow at the top. Just yawning. What are we doing?
Gray's he's got his pants and his shirt and his boots on, so it's like this like open, like low, like just all the buttons open kind of thing, and he's just tired. What are we doing? Why this early?
As you come downstairs, Daphne excuses herself and leaves the center tavern. There is coffee that can be made and prepared.
Please.
There is that sort of central fireplace that you can begin to prepare your coffee how you prefer it to be made.
That's even better. I'll come down with my own coffee pot and put it over the fire.
So you prepare coffee, and you see standing there is Mr. Callahan, dressed how he was before in his simple but elegant clothing. And he looks at you all and says, I apologize for the hour, but my friends are here, and to be honest, they require discretion due to some of the nature of their work. They will explain it all. And you see stepping out from what would be sort of the kitchen area next to the bar. You see a small gnomish man dressed in what appears to be some sort of traveling type clothing. He carries a wand or a staff or walking stick. It's kind of hard to tell. It's a small gnomish individual. He has brown hair that is pulled back into a loose sort of ponytail. He has the beginnings of a 5 o'clock shadow that is becoming into stubble. And as he walks in, you first notice him. And then you see coming in behind him the towering Goliath. You see a Goliath walking in, gray skin, covered head with tattoos coming out from his arms. You see he's wearing hides or leathers that have strapped across his body, and peeking through that where there are gaps, you see other tattoos, some of them ornamental, some of them written in a language you don't know. Mayor, some of them are written in Celestial. And he walked in.
I mean, just to be clear, we noticed the gnome before the Goliath.
Yeah, the gnome walked in first, and then stepping in
okay.
behind the gnome.
Okay, I thought they were in the room, and I'm like, how did we miss the Goliath?
No. And so walking in, you see him, and on his back you see a crossbow, but he is holding what appears to be it looks to be a battle axe for his size. He stands a little over 9 feet tall. This axe itself is as tall as Riker.
Jeez.
And he comes almost using it as a walking stick as it stands past, and the point of it comes to just below or just above his shoulder as he sort of walks in.
I thought Riker was like 7 feet tall.
Riker is 7 feet tall.
So how big is this Goliath? Is he like 40 feet tall?
He stands, the Goliath is about 9 feet tall, and he has this great axe that he is walking with, and it looks almost to be like, to a normal person, it might be a polearm, but it is very much designed to be a great axe for him.
I tap Riker's bicep. I go, look, competition. Damn. Damn, big man.
Very good.
Yeah.
Augustine is going to take a step to hide behind him.
That's about 7 feet tall. And Mayor, you notice the bits of tattoos that you see in Celestial are various blessings. It's very much a protection almost in their wording, and blessings and strength to you and these type of things that you can sort of see peeking through, mixed with other languages. And as they walk in, the gnome looks to you all and says, "Oh, well, it's good to see you all here. Devin, thank you for putting this all together. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dimble Thornbuckle, and this friend is Brovos." And the Goliath, who is introduced as Brovos, just sort of gives you all a knowing nod. Dimble continues. The two of us represent an organization that likes to keep track of things. We like to protect the realm, as it were. And we've come to understand that you guys have discovered something dangerous. Is that right? Something about demons and ancient situations, right? Civilizations.
And I'll kind of lift my hand as I'm drinking the pot of coffee, just do the little, and I'll regurgitate the history lesson.
Okay. So as you tell them about and sort of recap what they happened, Brovos at one point sort of interjects. And at this point, you notice Dimble had been sort of, "Oh, interesting to do that," and Brovos had been very almost stoic, and his all attention is honed in on you. And as you sort of wrap it up, he goes, "Do you happen to have any of the writings that you mentioned?"
We might have some up in the rooms. I'll look over at all the people that, because I can't remember who looted the writings. I think it was Mare and Rory.
He's going to look to all of you. Do any of you happen to have those writings? Any samples?
I don't think I have any. Sorry.
Right.
Does Riker know if Rory has some?
All I have is that blueprint. It's a giant.
Yeah, you do. I didn't think you did.
Right. Well,
I have a few. I can go retrieve them if you'd like.
I would very much like to read over them.
One moment.
You mentioned that they were in Abyssal and Draconic, yes?
Fine. And I'll actually grab a piece of paper and something to write with, and I'll kind of draw a map of the cave and everything, where we were, the trap, and just like, I would normally say watch out for a giant snake, but apparently one of the demons inside took care of it.
Yes. This is interesting.
Danger Noodle, may he rest in peace.
Yeah, we were a little sad. We thought we made a friend.
Upon the fact that you named it, he sort of looks at you, and Dimble goes, "I'm sorry, did you say that you named the snake after Mr. Callahan?" Devin, did you really name the snake after you? And he just sort of like nods and goes, "Oh."
It was friendly.
And Brovos,
Truly a benevolent reptile. Pour one out for our beloved friendly reptile.
Dimble begins laughing. Brovos is still fairly stoic, but you would swear he smiled just a little bit. He looks at you and says, "Do any of you all know what it was that you encountered? The demon? How was your knowledge on demonology?"
DM, how is our knowledge on demonology?
I have none. That I
I'm pretty
know of.
confident I don't know shit, but
Is anybody
let me check my
proficient in religion?
stats.
Hold on.
I am.
Oh,
I
hell
will
no.
just note that Augustina has basically just shut up and is hiding behind Gray and peeking around him. But yes, I am proficient in
I am
religion.
not.
If you would like, you could make a check to see what you know about demons.
I'm guessing
Can I
right
roll
now
anyway,
she's.
even though I'm not proficient?
No, probably not.
Dang.
I'm guessing right now she's just a little freaked out because that's a 7.
Okay, yeah, nothing. You haven't really studied much of that. And so Brovos looks at you all and says, what you encountered is known as a Morolith. Very powerful demon. Second to the demon generals, the Baelors, who are second to the demon princes, the ones who rule in the abyss.
That sounds bad.
Yes,
That sounds very bad.
you understand why we are here and concerned.
Mr. Dempo.
Now, is he referring to the snaky lady person?
Yeah. The
Okay.
female with the 6 arms and the serpentine.
The one that pieced out.
Yep. Yes.
If
Rory.
they're second to the Baelor guys and they're second to the princes, is that like an additive property or a multiplicative property? Would they be third to the princes or fourth to the princes?
I both love and hate you so much right now.
'Cause
I
I feel
believe
like that would make a
third.
difference in like how powerful they are.
Well, let me put it this way to you, Rory. Was it? The hierarchy of power goes demon princes, Baelor, Morolith.
Sounds like third.
Sounds like third.
And that's
And-
Morolith, Marolith.
Good
I
question.
mean,
Government.
Marillith.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I was just trying to see how close I was. Make sure I heard that as correctly as possible.
It's
And so-
probably about this point Mayor's coming back with some of the books and papers.
Okay. Brovos grabs them and begins reading through them all. And after sort of doing a scan, oh, this is concerning. Okay. Dimble, I think we're going to need to collect the rest of this information. And Dimble sort of looks back at him and goes, all right, well, if you think so. Do the other business then. And he sort of nods. All right, this is the part of the conversation that always seems to get a little strange. You see, as I said, we represent an organization, something more on the secrecy side. There's a purpose for this, and the purpose is our organization is we protect the realm from all threats, be they foreign or domestic. And the domestic part tends to be why we kind of need to be a little secret at times. Sometimes individuals don't like it when our domestic refers all the way up to the king if needed. We look after the people, and sometimes those in leadership don't look after the well-being of the people. So you can kind of understand the desire for secrecy amongst us. But our organization is also always looking for capable individuals, those who can acquire information, go places. And so we discovered you lot, thanks to Mr. Callahan.
How much do we trust this man?
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask if
Anybody who wants can make an insight check.
Yeah.
$18.
That was good.
That one wasn't good.
Yeah, it's a 9.
That's better
I
than
got
me.
I got an 8.
Hey.
I got a 17.
Okay. Kari, Mayor. Well, the rest of y'all, he seems, if not somewhat hard to read, honest, and generally forthcoming. There are obviously some blocks as he is discussing what is a secret organization, but he seems forthcoming.
It seems reasonable.
For Kari and Mayor, he definitely, there is a sense of urgency, especially as he's listening to Grovas audibly commentate as he is reading through these findings. And you gather that that's perhaps odd for him to be so audible about these things. But he does seem honest. And everything he's saying is chosen, it's methodical, and he's trying very hard to talk about something that is hard to believe. He understands that this is a hard place to trust. He's a stranger, just showed up and was like, hey, I'm part of a secret group. He understands that. And so you sort of get that feel off of him. And so as he continues, he goes, well, you see, what we're looking for is people such as you, people who have potential, can do things. And so what we're offering is this. Our headquarters are located in Eastwatch. The challenge is essentially to get there. It's a dangerous journey, but you lot have proven capable at least. And I know you probably have questions, and I do promise that if you can make it there will be answers. Eastwatch is a place for work, if you desire gold, knowledge, purpose, community. There's a lot that can be offered. And so this is the sale pitch, essentially. You can make it to Eastwatch. You can survive the journey. There will be answers for you, and perhaps you may be able to help the realm, as you've already done in this small town.
Looking over at Mr. Callahan, where did you fit in all this?
I've been to Eastwatch. I'm not a member so much as a friend. Their leader and myself have actually been friends for a while. I trust these two and what they stand for implicitly. When you all showed up, I put together a group knowing that I had a problem that I needed help with to save this town. Now, I hoped the individuals I put together were of a decent stock that you might be able to help out. But when you returned and informed me that you not only took care of the issue I sent you out for, but went above and beyond, discovered hidden secrets, I had to contact them, tell them of these talented individuals. And so here they are. These are my friends that I mentioned.
I'm just understanding the nature of protecting the realm. And maybe this is a question that will be answered later, but you said you do what it takes to protect the realm, both from domestic and abroad. The Kari's like very almost withdrawn, contemplating how to put this without revealing too much. How far does your organization extend?
At this point, Rovas actually looks up from the notes and addresses you. Our charge is the kingdom, is Andrea. This is the realm. Threats can come to the realm from other places. We go where the threats are. I personally have traveled to the Gundine Empire in order to stop threats to this kingdom.
That's fair enough.
Wes, the whole of the island that we're on is Andrea?
Yeah.
Is the kingdom? Okay, cool.
The island and the kingdom are all, it's the same name, and it is Andrea.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Dimble pops up again. Mind you, we're not looking for an answer now. Honestly, this is merely information. We understand that you might be hesitant. If you have any questions now, I will try to answer them if I can, but if you don't, I understand that it is late, and I imagine you all might be wanting to sleep again.
Do you have a general direction of where we would need to go?
East. The ancient,
It's almost like that was in the name.
Yes. Bear your question. I would imagine you don't know much about history, so allow me to inform you slightly.
Nope.
The Old Kingdom was protected by 4 watches. There were guards along the coast, and there were 4 castles located to house garrisons located at each coast, north, south, east, and west. These have long been abandoned, and we have taken up residence in the eastern of the watches. Thus the name Eastwatch.
Makes sense.
We tried to keep the exterior looking ruined, but mind you, it's very well put. If you are trying to get there, follow the King's Road, and then past Bronzeley. When it curves off south to go to Harbour, go north instead.
Car's writing all this down.
Augustine is very much hiding behind Gray as she says this, but
What kind of threats do you put down? Like, what are the things you guys in particular don't tolerate?
That was not my butt talking.
Why not? Hello.
I'm
Oh,
actually
you're almost as smart as me.
Yeah.
Well, threats can be varied. To be honest, the king's grandfather was a threat. He threatened to blow up half the kingdom. So that was a threat that we were forced to deal with. Rovas here has dealt with threats that try to bring back ancient beings. We've killed great dragons, those of political power, secret organizations. There are plenty of threats. Do you have something in mind?
I just wasn't sure how you defined threat. Like, is it something from like the kingdom, or from the gods, or some super secret book that you have in your society's history? I mean, that is just a really big word.
There's no secret book or anything. It's those who wish to do harm to the people on grand scale. It's more of intent and not abilities. If that makes any sense. There are ancient beings who travel around They have the ability, but not the intent. And then there are those with the intent to do harm. Those are the ones that we try to look out for. Those are the ones that hopefully y'all might help identify.
What about people who don't do harm on purpose?
Those are ones that we keep an eye on. Again, ability, not intent. Or intent, not ability. If someone can do great harm, I believe we are all capable of that. But if someone intends to do it, has more of a malicious nature, those are the ones we look out for. I understand accidents happen, but I've never known of an accident destroying half of a town or the country.
Give Augustine a few more levels.
I don't know. I've seen some crazy accidents before.
Are you sure they were accidents, Mr. Gray?
I'm never sure of anything.
One time I burned a rose bush. It was an accident.
So
I
this
swear.
organization, how altruistic are we? Is this simply for the good of the people? You said there was potential compensation.
True.
I don't mean to start off sounding greedy, but what I'm hearing from you is potential life and death.
People need to live. I understand this. Well, of course, depends on how you do. But these are questions that could be answered if you make it. But information and deeds will pay. And then, of course, sometimes you'll find things along the way. You get to keep all those.
Don't get me wrong, sir. I am interested. But I don't want to make a decision until the rest of us have had time to talk.
Oh, of course. Like I said, I don't expect a decision. I just hope to see you there. And with that, Mr. Brovas. Unless...
Yeah, Riker's been very just like non-emotive, stone-faced. Just, I do believe I have two questions which very much might influence my decision as well as many others in taking a gander at this expedition. I'm guessing first you cannot give the name of said organization.
I cannot do.
So
That would take all of the fun out of it, though, wouldn't it?
my second question is, said secret organization takes care of the wills of the people, or the livelihoods of the people, and keeps governing bodies, threats, enemies of this land in check, enabling people to have a good life. What accountability do you have? Do you define threats? Or do you have something which defines them for you? Are you held by your own moral, unwavering character? Or do you actually have someone holding you accountable the way that you hold others accountable as well?
That's a good question.
And at this point, actually, Mr. Callahan voices up. Those who hold them accountable are partially people such as myself. Not members, but friends. And also, their leader is unwavering and has held members of their own accountable. He takes his charge very seriously.
Well, Mr. Callahan, I respect you and your word. So I will consider this venture.
Nothing else? You can go see for it yourself. If you survive the journey, you can ask all the questions you need. And then if you get there and decide you don't like them, you can leave.
You keep saying survive the journey. This is, I assume, a test of ourselves, yes?
Oh, yes, Dimble speaks up. That's part of the thing. I mean, I don't know if any of you have traveled the open road, but it can be a little bit dangerous.
Kari.
God.
Kari's gonna look over at Mare and just give her a wink, like.
But then the real journey comes from Eastwatch is surrounded by dangerous mountains.
Oh, great.
The real test comes from getting through the pass and the bog that is in it.
I'm sorry, what was that, Wes?
The bog that is in the mountains. That is where the real test comes from. If you can get to
Right.
Eastwatch, then you can prove yourself. Every one of us have gone through that journey. There's the defining feat.
Is there like a tree you guys like mark your name on to be like, yeah, check me out, I'm badass, I got here too?
We don't generally mark our names on things, given the secrecy of things.
I mean, it was a joke, but all right, that is a fair point.
Once, assuming we arrive there, is there anyone in particular we need to talk to first?
Oh, I'll be there.
Oh, okay, well, fair enough.
And if I'm not there, you can be expected. We don't often find individuals that were willing to ask to join. So if suddenly 6 strangers show up, you'll be recognized.
Okay, that's fair.
As long as someone doesn't come out and put a crossbow bolt in our guts, that is good.
Not generally the way we do things, but I appreciate your precautions.
Seems like we have a lot to think about.
Right.
But on that note, sleep is very good for thinking.
Well then, I do hope to see you all there. I really do. Best of luck.
I turn and go back to my room so I can go get the rest of my clothes and stuff, and I just do one of those waves as I'm walking off.
Dimble turns and, Devin, pleasure to see you again. And Rovas and Dimble turn and walk through the door leading back to the kitchen.
I'm gonna pick up and move a big easy chair over by the fire. Just sink into it with a cup of coffee, staring at the fire.
And at this point, you notice
bed.
Devin seems to pull a chair up next to a table, pull out a book, and just begins reading.
What book is he reading?
Want to look at it?
I want to see if I recognize it.
There's not a name. It's a sort of yellowish leather binding on it. Doesn't seem to have any external text. Who's all going back up to bed?
How long until
Oh,
the
wait.
morning?
It's probably another 3 or 4 hours before dawn.
Oh yeah, I'm going right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Augustina will head back upstairs. I don't think she's gonna go to bed initially. I think she's gonna wait for Gray to go to sleep.
I was gonna try and wait for her to go to sleep too. Dang.
So they
Well-
secretly stay up the rest of the
Take 2 points of dust.
No.
Constitution check. Who could last longer?
No. I went up ahead of her, so like as I'm up the stairs and I'm in the room, I'm just focusing, trying to make little sparkles happen in my hand. And then when she comes in, I just, are you ready for going back to bed? All right. And I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed.
Okay. Mayor, what are you doing?
Turning everything over and over and over in my head. It was a very specific thing he said that caught my attention, and it's just completely unsettled me. So I'm gonna wait until things quiet down a little bit and sort of try to go to sleep, and then if I had heard Kari go to her door, I would go and I would very lightly knock on it and see if I got an answer.
Okay, so you went upstairs. So I won't offer you a cup of coffee and pick up a chair for you.
We'll see.
Yeah, you would have heard Kari with your passive perception.
Okay.
Because the passive stuff is 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wes, did they take the books and stuff that Mayor gave them with them?
Yes.
So if
unless
Kari
Mayor asks for
answers
them
the
back.
door,
Yeah.
I'm like, does Kari answer the door, or is Kari asleep?
How quickly after?
It'd be probably a solid like 30 to 45 minutes.
Kari'd still be awake.
Okay.
So it's the door.
I'm sorry, my sleep is unsettled. I don't know how much sleep I'm actually going to get. Do you mind if I...
Hey, come in.
Thank you.
And Kari'll pull up a chair and set it like right across from the bed. And then kind of point. Would you like to sit down?
I suppose. Thank you. Please don't let me keep you from your rest.
No. And as she goes to sit, as Mary goes to sit on the chair, she'll actually do the little turnaround thing to where she can actually sit on the bed, and Kari will perch on the chair. So, what has you so unsettled?
Just everything. They seem like nice enough people, but solving threats and not knowing anything about what they're actually, how they judge individuals or powers and how far traveled they are. It's one thing to police in your own kingdom. That makes sense. That's just sensible. But to go overseas, I don't know how comfortable I am signing on for something like that.
Honestly, though, it seemed more of a kind of a volunteership type deal where you aren't really pushed outside of where you have to go. If you want to stay more local, it seems like you would be able to, but I mean, I feel like those are questions that they may have answers to at the East Watch. And if you get there and decide, hey, this isn't for me, you don't have to sign up.
I don't have to know, but I don't. I like this group, and I'd rather, I think, stay with them. Is that strange? We've only known them for 2 days. It feels very strange.
Oh, no, they're a very likable sort. Even the big one, even the big silent one. Not quite sure he's all dead in the head, but still very likable. But if you don't mind me asking you a personal question, what is your purpose being here?
I'd intended to find a small village, not like this one, to set up shop, to become the local midwife and healer, and stay very, very far away from the bigger cities, avoiding, any such unpleasant interactions as like what you had experienced. Making money, of course, and saving up for the future. A normal life. It's not terribly ambitious, I know, but I feel like it would have suited me.
Yes, I don't think there's anything wrong with a quiet life. That being said, you've kind of gathered a small village around you by accident, and they very much could need your help.
I've been wondering the last day or so if this wasn't why I was gifted my power. I mean, it would only make sense.
I mean, you could call it fate or you could call it luck, but either way, you've been given a gift. Many gifts.
Luck indeed.
And then you just happen to find the one place where you happen to land in the one place where you happen at the same time that you would happen to meet me. And then we ended up traveling across because of me. And we end up here where we are able to make friends with a group of very interesting individuals. And because of meeting that group and our involvement with them, now we've been introduced to another group, slightly more reaching than ours, but a village nonetheless. If you don't mind me asking, what is haunting you so much that you would avoid the big cities? I feel like there's a story there.
Story of my life.
We were all thinking it.
It's an exceptionally long story. The past, I suppose.
Hey, that's fair. That being said, though, there's honor and there's purpose in protecting others and caring for them. I think it's just a matter of a choice of, do you want to travel and do that with a particularly entertaining group of individuals, or set up shop and stay local? There's no wrong decision. This is your life.
Oh, is it though? No, you're right. A decision must be made. It sounds as though you're leaning towards traveling.
I have some business back east as well. Actually quite along the way. You remember the big trader city that we came across on our way here?
Bromsley?
Yeah, I've been given a assignment by my order to meet with an individual there. And I mentioned your purpose. Mine is very much people on my order is in line with these people to a certain extent, at least from what I can tell. There's an element of, well, for lack of better terms, an element of fate that brought us to this point. And as long as our goals align, I can see doing good and having a good purpose there. And my life was always destined for danger as you can very well see. So, the quiet life was never going to be for me. But my life is not inherently what you should choose either. I think you should do what you feel is best for you.
In fact, I am entirely unsuited for your life, Kari. It's you have a good point, and I'm terribly sorry for disturbing your rest. Yeah, it's
You're perfectly fine. I told you could come talk to me anytime.
I don't think I'm going to sleep anymore tonight. You may have your bed back. I'm going to see if Mr. Riker happened to leave any of that delightful smelling drink downstairs.
Hey, it does wonders to pick you up in the morning.
It
Do
is
try to get, do try to get at least a little relaxation, if not sleep. And if you need anything, you know where to find me.
Get some good rest, Kari.
Carl do a little, open the door, do this grandiose bow as Mary makes her way out.
Okay.
Mary gives a very delicate curtsy.
Rory, as
Yes.
everyone began to walk out, Mr. Callahan sort of gets your attention as he sits down and pulls out his book. Rory, could I speak to you for a moment before you go off?
Sure thing, Mr. Callahan. And just for visual perspective, since I didn't get to describe, Rory's in full armor, but it looks a little different than it did the night before. He fell asleep working on it.
As you walk over, there's a chair across from him. Do you sit down, I imagine?
Sure.
He sort of looks and gives you a nod, Riker, as he knows you are paying attention to what he is saying. And he looks at you. Roy, I don't know what your companions will choose to do, but I do hope you will consider taking them up on their offer. I see potential in you. And you, Riker. Good potential. More potential than working for me or living up in a cabin in the woods. Potential for greatness. I don't wish to see you squander it. I wish for you to have adventures, see the world and sights, and then come back here and tell me all about it.
Mr. Callahan, I had more adventures in the last 3 years than I ever thought I'd have, and Penelope got me through them, and now that I found Riker, I don't know. I want to help people. That sounds great. I kind of like our cabin. I like working for you, and I like working with Augie. But if you say that they're good people, and I don't know about all the potential for greatness and everything, but if you trust them and you think that we can maybe help people, then you can consider it.
Rory, I think you can help many people. I think you found Riker. But I don't think it's done, is it? I don't think you cabin in the woods is not the end. I mean, look at you. You are learning new skills. Skills I'm not teaching you. You're figuring these out on your own now. You can do more for this world, for this place and this kingdom, and for everybody. just staying here. Galdorn is grateful for you. I am grateful for you. But I want to make sure you can reach your potential. Because you have great potential. And my fear is staying here, you'll always be held back just slightly. And I don't want that for you.
I never thought that. I don't know that I could learn things without you. I thought I needed a teacher. I have been learning new things, and it's exciting and encouraging. I don't know how far it'll go, but I just learned this. And he just like punches a cup that's on the table, and it does 8 thunder damage. It's just like the gauntlet he's wearing just kind of glows a little bit, just launches the cup across the room, and he kind of like scares himself, and he was like,
That was very loud. It's still it's very late. Let's
I
not do
didn't
it.
know it was gonna. I haven't done that before. That was the first time.
That was
You see,
good.
Riker
You see-
just grinning from
you
ear
see
to ear.
Gray come
God.
down the stairs like
That was not.
hair
Sorry,
all
Mr.
frazzled
Gray.
with a knife.
Well, it's
I
a good
didn't
thing
know I
we're
was
the
gonna
only
do
ones
that.
here. It's a good
I'm
thing we're the
sorry,
only
Mr.
ones in this entire
I didn't
force.
know I was gonna do that. It's never done that before. I knew it was gonna. I was working on it. I didn't. That was new.
Rory,
Gray
Rory.
turns around and goes back to his room.
stop apologizing.
That was
Sorry.
very good. See, Rory, this is what I mean. You can do. I can't do any of that. That was all you.
Don't be sorry, be fierce.
We said Augustine. Oh, fierce. Do you think I can be scary?
I think you're 7 feet tall and covered in fur, and wearing armor that makes thunder noise. I think you can be intimidating.
I want to get the savage wolf to help me learn to be scary, because I don't like hurting things. I want to scare them away, and maybe they'll stop doing bad things. Or sometimes we can talk to them. Miss Mare likes to talk to things like I do, and we talked to Devin Danger Noodle, and he listened real good, but may he rest in peace.
R.I.P. forever and ever, sweet prince.
I think that you can do whatever you set your mind to.
I'll definitely think about it, Mr. Callahan. I have to talk to Riker to see what we're gonna do, but I'll definitely think about it.
You do that. Like he said, you don't have to make a decision anytime soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening or morning. Sleep is good. Good work on that armor. And he sort of will lean back and pull out his book and
I'll look at Rory and just point at the gauntlets and smile. Give him a thumbs up.
Kind of smiles and like looks down at his hands there.
I'll hold up another cup and motion it towards him. I'm kind of curious. Do you want some, or are you going to bed?
I think I'm gonna go to bed.
We'll talk in the morning.
okay. Unless there's any other business to be had.
So
I'm asleep, unless somebody wakes me up for some reason.
Again, thunder.
Yeah.
when I knew Gray was asleep, I pulled out the book that Augustina took from there that's in common. And I started just flipping through it, just skimming to kind of see what it talks about.
Okay. Make an investigation check just to see what you gather.
You have not been rolling nicely for me, so we're switching. You are not rolling nicely for me either. That's just a straight 4. I miss Rye.
It's it's dark. You're a little sleepy, and I don't think you have dark vision.
No, but she probably left the light on.
Okay. As you sort of scan through it, it's very heady stuff. And as you begin to read through it, it is sleepy. But what you gather is it continually talks about transportation and teleportation and portals and things of that nature. But that's about what you get.
She's gonna kind of furrow her brow and just bury it with the other books that she took at the bottom of her bag underneath the dresses that she took as well and go to sleep.
Okay.
When Mara comes down, I'll stand up and let her have my chair. And I'll go pick up another one and pour her a cup of coffee.
Okay.
And probably lean back, and if she talks, I'll talk a little bit. And if not, just watch the fire. Keep an eye on her and maybe drift off here and there.
Okay.
You get up and oh no, I'm so sorry. I couldn't impose.
I'm just like incredibly confused by that statement.
And
And I walk away and go pick up a chair and set it down and sit down in the new chair and just look at you.
I didn't come down here with the intention of disturbing anyone. I'm very sorry.
I don't think you did. Did you? Mr. Callahan, did she disturb you?
What?
No.
You see that he said sort of like dozed off.
I do believe, man, I do believe you're good. You do know, right? You're not a problem or an imposition, right?
Of course, it's.
Do I believe her when she says that?
Halbert is back. Halbert is back.
No, my insight sucks. But
Well, that's entirely up to you.
It's a 14.
a 15.
Ew.
If it wasn't for my -1 modifier,
I'm proficient in insight. I don't know why, but I am.
you get the idea that Mare's saying that more because that's what she thinks you expect to hear than because of any veracity to that statement.
You know, you got just as much place in this world as I do. I just maybe take up slightly more of it. But I still think you have just as much right to it. And as such, I don't count you an imposition as much as, say, my 7-foot height plus might impose on somebody else, though 9-foot tall boy over there who came in, he imposed even more, and yet I don't think he was a problem either.
Of course he wasn't. He's Mr. Callahan's friend.
Well, then I shall say you are my friend, therefore you are not an imposition.
You are exceptionally kind, Mr. Riker.
Thank you. I think I'm just honest. I'll pour her a cup of coffee.
It smells amazing. Take a sip.
Have you never had this stuff before?
No, this is a first. It's a very interesting flavor.
Some call
very,
it the nectar
very
of
strong.
the good ones.
I'm sorry, what was that? I somewhat distracted.
I said some call this the nectar of the gods. So you might even you do follow a deity, I do believe, correct? Drinking this might be an act of worship.
If you're Baptist.
Oh, hail the coffee god!
We haven't even gotten into potluck yet.
My goodness. It could be worse. I suppose.
Some people violate the drink by adding cream and sugar into it. I guess I would not judge you if you did so yourself.
Rory definitely does.
It's in here right now. Peppermint mocha creamer.
Oh no. No.
I fully believe Rory drinks that.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
Cannon!
Yes, canon peppermint mocha.
I'll pack some for the trip for him. I just don't tell anybody. Oh my goodness. Can you not sleep?
No, I'm afraid not. My mind is too busy. What were your thoughts on the job offer, I suppose?
It raises many an interesting question. Mr. Callahan vouches for their character and the job that they do, and thus far I have actually not seen Mr. Callahan, who very much stands to gain more wealth, power, and influence elsewhere, do the people of this city wrong. In fact, he's taken their interests very much to heart, much at his own expense. And so to have a man like that vouch for this group, that says much to me. And to see how he is taking care of Rory, that also means quite a bit. I will always have my reservations. I have come from the big cities, and sometimes it's the little things that actually are truly great. But if there is danger afoot and Rory wishes to go, there's no place I'd rather be than making sure he stays safe as much within my power, or any of y'all for that reason. I guess I don't covet glory. I just long to be at home. But if home is threatened, how can you stand behind the guise of wanting to be at home when you might not have a home to return to? And even more so, I might be able to survive. I can make my way through the woods. And I've been in tight spots, and I can walk with the lowest class of them. I've been there before. Some might say I've not risen above that, but they're good people. But I don't know how many of the townsfolk and the kids and the infants that cry sometimes at night, and the women and their families, and the men often fishing and off at sea and coming back and managing the ground. If something truly bad were to happen, could they survive it? And could I live with myself if I had the opportunity to do something and instead did not? I guess that is my dilemma of thought right now. yourself. You're an odd one in that I feel like you could control an entire field almost unto yourself, and yet you intentionally limit yourself and hide behind things. You seem to have great insight or discernment, and yet you don't even discern your own value or your worth. You try to talk when actions are needed, and maybe you should act when talking isn't needed. So I'm very curious about your thoughts.
I'm well aware of my own worth. As far as the organization goes, their secrecy, I think, would suit me. The fact that they perform so much of their work behind the scenes, meeting the needs of those less fortunate, safeguarding them. It seems noble work, although a question about their oversight. Who judges them? Who polices their actions? I thought very wise, very well put. I would like a more substantial answer to that before I make any lasting decision.
Are you someone who desires to know the end of the matter from the beginning? At which point?
I wish to know the sort of individual I'm signing up to work with, I suppose.
The only way to do that is to make a journey, so... Because it sounds to me like you're saying you want to make a journey.
I am willing to be led by the group's decision on this matter. Truthfully, I find my preferences are not especially significant at this point. Kari has an interesting way of looking at it, as though I was meant to meet them, and if such is the case, then I was meant to meet all of you. If that is in fact the reason for my giftings, it would be ungrateful if I did not travel down this road alongside you.
So of course it is fate that you do not, or fate that you do, or fate that you ought to add sugar and cream to your coffee or not, I don't know. Maybe fate does, or maybe that choice is also yours, should you take it.
I do believe that each of us makes some of our own fate, our own luck, if you will. And yet, we plan, and many things do not go according to our plan. I don't know what is fate, what is chance and luck, and I don't suppose I ever will. And such is life. We just take it a day at a time.
I've often wondered if fate and luck, fate and chance, fate and choice, call it what you will, are they opposites, or are they two different things dancing the same dance in the same rhythm?
I would say rather I think they are two sides of the same coin.
For my part, I will go where Rory decides to go. And I would not be surprised if he desires to go. And if that means that be just he and I, I'm okay with that. We've been in tight spaces before, but having the company such as yourself and others from the group, Mr. Gray and Kari, the one who seems to be best friends with you, She scares me. Why does she... Never mind, I'll ask her that question myself.
It's probably the best decision. I've only known Kari a short time.
No, I was thinking about Augustina.
That man right there is wise.
No, you're not wrong. That one. Her personality seems far larger than her tiny little body.
No, I think she's just perfect the way she is.
She's an interesting character, that is entirely for certain.
I'll drink something to that.
You guys sit through the night. You all do get your long rest. However you acquire it.
By sleeping.
It's not so coffee.
Some of you a little more tired, but it's fine.
People who haven't had coffee.
Eventually, you do see Daphne show up again, along with Bert, the bartender, and they begin preparing breakfast. And for those of you coming downstairs, you smell food being cooked. Mr. Callahan, at some point during the night, had gotten up and left. And then as food is prepared, you all sort of come down. You see him re-enter. He looks refreshed. As if he went home and freshened up. Came back and... Don't mind me. I'll be over here if you have any questions. I imagine you all have a conversation you need to have about actions. Enjoy your breakfast. And he sits down at a similar table. As you all come down, there is food and a table prepared for you all. The breakfast is ready, if you'll desire it. A mix of
Very
meat
much.
and vegetables.
Bacon and eggs.
Well, my friends, I do not know about the rest of you. I am very interested in the offer that we were presented with last night. But I want to hear your thoughts as well. I see Callahan. I tend to trust him. I like Mr. Callahan. And if he trusts these people, I'd see no reason why we should not go and at least see what these people have to say. I'm myself a bit of a free agent. I have nothing else going on right now, so. But that is me.
A free agent.
Well, what I mean by that, Rory, is I have no other commitments, no other people I'm working for. I am working with the rest of you, but I'm not working for anyone particularly now that the job for Callahan is done.
But if you're a free agent who isn't working, does that mean you take jobs for free? In which case, can I hire you at that cost?
No, that is not how that works. Free as in I am available to hire, not as that is my price. I am available. I am available. My price tag, it will vary depending on the job. Does that make sense to you, my friend?
I like my version better.
I'm sure you do, but I mean, did you have something for me to do?
We'll talk later.
That sounds great.
That's for me. I've been given an assignment from the monastery that I grew up in, but that assignment's on the way. So I like the idea of doing something, being a part of something much larger than myself. So as long as the goals align, I don't see an issue with at least making the way to Eastwatch and asking the questions.
I know Riker's going to have more questions about that, but to answer Mr. Gray's question, I guess it wasn't a question, but I just wanted to agree with you that I do trust Mr. Callahan, and Riker and I have worked with him for a couple of years now, and he's always been really good to us. And if he thinks that we can help people, then I think that we should.
I did not know you had been working for Callahan that long. If you two think Callahan is a decent person, I will take that judgment and run with that. I'm even more confident now.
He's the one who started teaching me how to work with my tools.
Really? For your magics and all of the things that you do.
Yeah, he can do a lot of the same things, but he's a lot better at it. He's been doing it for a long time. I used to help make little trinkets for the shop, and that's how we made our money. And Riker would kind of do various things, and but yeah, Mr. Callahan's he's a good guy.
That is interesting. Well, speaking of which, last night we had conversations, Tina, and I tried to listen to what you guys were telling me. Can I make like an Arcana check to just like make some sparklies in my hand, Wes?
I mean, I would say, yeah. I mean, you've been sort of practicing it, and if you want to make a check, you can.
I don't know, just to see how impressive or not impressive.
Yeah. Go make a check just to see.
No way.
That's
way.
a natural one.
The tables have turned, my
the
friend.
karma has reached.
Yeah.
You will see just a brief sort of like spurt sort of jut off of his pinky finger. It was something.
Hell, I think I need some more work at it, but I had something better last night.
Augustine is very distracted. She goes,
That was really great.
Yeah, thank you. It
Not
was so
everybody
great.
can do the magic. I mean, that just says that you have the potential for it, because some people don't.
Like me.
Hmm.
More than I could ever do.
I had something better going last night, but that's okay. It's like what you said. Practice it makes perfect.
How about tonight you show us again?
Yeah, we'll try again later. Anyway, showing off aside, what about the rest of you? I mean, Tina, are you interested in going? Are you interested in this?
I mean, I don't know. I really need to get to Cognispire. And it kind of sounds scary, and I don't know if I want to be a part of some super special group. Like, I just kind of want to be normal. So I don't know. I may just take a boat.
Okay.
What's in Cognispire?
A lot of books.
Oh, do you like books?
Never change.
I'd forgotten that she wanted to go that way.
A lot of books and cool stuff, and they practice magic there.
This one, she's learning. I am so proud.
Oh, yeah, I want to go.
And where is this place?
Yeah, I don't remember from the map. I think it was something that was pointed out, but I don't remember.
Augustino will do that thing where you take the items on the table and you turn them into locations. And so she like takes her plate and she puts that and she says, "So this is our island." And then she points to a piece of bacon, and this is where we are. And she takes the coffee cup that's next to her and puts it down to the south, and she goes, "And this is where Cognispire is. And you can take a boat from here to Cognispire."
That's right. It was off. We had to take a boat to get there.
So it's not on our. Well,
I don't see that is an impossibility on this trip. Maybe not immediately, but I don't see any reason we could not find ourselves there.
Yes. I guess. I mean, as long as we get there, I really need to go there. Want to go there.
Is that like Mountain of the Mind? Is that why there's books?
Yes?
Inside check. Can I make a history check on the origin of Goggaspire?
Wes, how much thought did you put into this?
Sure.
That's what we're about to find out.
Sure.
Which
Looks
one
like
have I
please roll a one.
not rolled? I think I
It's going to take a 27 to find out a true history.
And it's
that's an 11.
11. Okay. Actually, in your time spent with Callahan, he has spoken of a place where arcane practitioners can live. He spoke of this perfectly circular island made by the arcane. That's sort of aha, look what we can do. And in the center of it is a very, very large tower known as the Tower of Knowledge, and seems to be the namesake for Cognispire.
Can you spell that out for me? Because I don't think I got the right word.
It should be Cognispire.
Like cog as in a cog in a machine.
Yep.
Cognis. Okay, I had something else written.
I guess it's more like Tower of the Mind. There's I remember Mr. Callahan talking about it and the arcane people that live there.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Augustina, why does this place draw you such?
I've never been there before. Sounds really cool.
That is a good reason.
It's like, that's fair.
It'd be really cool to go see it before I go home.
Darn it, I want to be Hubbard so bad.
Before he,
Riker will content himself to that. Well, how far of a journey is it? And how long do you intend to stay? And how much does it take to get there? Because if this is not pressing, why don't we just sail there and then sail around to the East Watch?
going by ship might be a bit easy, depending.
Or a very bad idea. I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know the part of the ocean we would be in. Well, at least my player does not know.
I'm gonna send this one over to Wes because I don't know that we got that far in our conversation.
You'd be a little hard pressed because this is a smaller town. You could find a vessel that would sail the open sea south. The journey, it would probably take, let me think, by sea, probably a couple weeks, maybe, just off the top of my head thinking about it. You would, you do know that larger sailing vessels are in the shipping city of Harborin on the East Coast. But you could find a vessel, cost.
We're more towards like the middle of the island. I forget exactly.
We're on the West Coast.
You are
So,
on the West
yeah,
Coast.
Okay.
That's what he said.
So you could find a vessel that could sail you all the way down to Cognispire here for I'd have to calculate price. I mean, with all the gold you guys just got, you could probably afford it.
Okay.
Some people need to go play a partner.
For myself, I have every intention of going with Rory. And where he believes is best.
Well, if you just want to visit, Tina, is it, I mean, how pressing a matter is this? It sounds like you just want to visit? Or was there something you wish to study or something from this Cog Spire?
No, just visit. I mean, as long as we can get there, I guess we can go to this other place first.
I'll tell you what. What would you say to making a trek to this secretive organization location? And then, as one of our very first questions, asking them if they can get us to...
Yeah, that might be something they could do. They might be able to help us to get there.
And if they can't, maybe that's a no-go for sure.
As far as I am concerned, we're taking on all of these for the fun of the adventure, yes? For the sake of doing something more than what we were doing now. So I see no reason we cannot get there, even if it takes a little bit.
You really think they can get us there?
Maybe.
No,
And if at first they maybe not want to, maybe we can talk them into it, yeah?
The big one mentioned that he went to another country, so I can only imagine that they have access to vessels and money in the line.
That is a very good, that is a good point.
And it's on the East Coast, so it's near Harbor End. And I think the timing should be okay. Yeah, that could work. That could work.
Augustine, we can count on you to go.
As long as we can go to Copper Spire afterwards.
We will do, I think, the best we can to get there.
Sounds interesting.
Mayor, do you care to weigh in on this conversation?
Yes, ladies, what are your opinions? Do you want to go on this little journey? This grand adventure? Eventually sailing the seas? No, yes, maybe?
Perhaps not sailing the seas, although a shorter trip would not be terribly amiss, I suppose.
You don't want to hang out with us afterwards?
I am willing to travel along with the group. As far as this organization goes, I suppose the only way we're going to get some of my questions answered is to go there and ask them in person. So take that for what you will.
That is a fair observation. From my experience, when an organization does not want to divulge information, they're not going to divulge information until you meet the requirements that they have. In this case, they want us at their place of business. But, as I said before, Callahan is a seeming trustworthy man. And these two have worked for him for 2 years. I feel as though if they trust him, and the town trusts him, and he trusts them, I think it is a fair assumption to believe that they are at least worth something. And there did not seem to be any sort of commitment. If we go and none of us like what they are about, we don't have to do shit.
I do think it's wise to go with the understanding that this does not sound like an easy trek.
No.
Potentially a very dangerous one.
Some things in life are worth a little bit of a struggle.
And would it be any fun if it were truly easy?
Well, there are some things that might be fun if they were a little easier, but I get
But
your
when
point.
they write the legends about us, it will be that much more entertaining a story.
I mean,
It's hard to argue with that logic.
I don't necessarily want any legends written about me. I just want to make sure y'all are safe and get done with this. And I have a wonderful little house in the mountains that I rather enjoy that I'd like to get back to.
Well, I'll make sure they put you in the footnote of mine, big man. I am kidding.
But is he?
Not about all the legend shit, but still, that there must be a challenge, yes? That is what they said. It was a test of sorts, just getting there.
I'm gonna
Besides,
get tested
dungeon
here.
master. Oh, that is good. See, we've already got a natural.
Might
As I
ask
said.
So Mr. Callahan's close by, and what I'm getting, let me just synthesize this all. We're all kind of on the same page of let's go, right? Cool.
That's my vote.
Yell across, not yell, but speak loud enough to be heard. Mr. Callahan,
Yes, Mr. Riker.
how many days of a journey is this?
At this point, he sort of gets up and walks over to your table. Well, if you're all thinking about going, you should stop by the shop first so we can get you equipped. It is about 2 weeks, give or take a few days, to get from one coast to the next.
On foot or on horse?
Speed tends to be about the same. Horse is a little bit faster, cart a little bit slower, foot being slowest.
All
Did,
right.
did we have a cart at some point? I thought we did.
You guys do not have a cart, but as it gets mentioned, Callahan does say that he could probably acquire you a cart for a very cheap price, as he knows that you have 5 horses among you. You might desire a 6th horse due to the journey, or a cart could be acquired.
Well, horses are fastest yet, and if we have places to go and people to see, that might be the easiest if everyone is in agreement.
True.
Works for me.
Right?
Do they make saddles that I can use?
And she's gonna hold up her little legs again.
Actually,
I think we can accommodate.
maybe
I
best.
just picture her sitting in her chair, just sticking her feet out and kicking them in front of
Pretty
her.
much.
Well, I don't mind driving a cart, and I could show you some of the companionship. And we have gear for 2 weeks that we'll need to take.
Then let's get to the shop. We'll get you outfitted, get you a cart.
I do have matters at home that need attending, so let us plan to depart if everyone is on the same page with 2 sunrises from this day.
Okay.
That works for me.
So, you guys have essentially just bought yourself 2 days of downtime as you prepare for this. So
Awesome.
what are y'all trying to do? If you're trying to acquire a cart, let's see, how much is a cart normally?
It's a certain amount of money.
He could get you a cart for normally 15 for 10 gold.
Okay, what would it be to do like an actual cart and a horse? That way we would have 6 horses and the extra one is just kind of hooked up to the cart to go with us.
Let's see here. All told, for a draft horse, plus a cart, about 57 for a cart and a horse.
I can chip into that.
I'm gonna pull out the suit of chainmail that I
Okay.
took and offer that as barter to offset some of the cost.
I was about to go buy chainmail, no joke.
Wait, do you need chainmail? Hold on.
Okay, this is
about to go buy chainmail.
This is the chainmail off of the hobgoblin.
Then
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Then you already know that I have it, and if I knew
Yeah.
you needed it,
I didn't really remember we got that off the hobgoblin. Yeah, I was literally gonna go buy some chainmail in this 2 days.
well, let's just say that I give that to you
Do
instead.
you have?
Hey.
Hey, what's your strength?
It is unnecessary, based on my proficiency as a.
As an armor, you ignore strength requirements. Okay.
So
Speaking of armor, Kari's going to try to convince Mare to upgrade hers by refusing to take back the money. Very, very like trying to pretend to be subtle, but very much like Augustina level of not being subtle whatsoever.
I know what you're talking about. I'm extremely subtle.
I am so glad I was not taking a drink at that moment.
Just so I know, I can cover the whole cost of it, but were you gonna trade something for it?
I gave some of that I gave the armor to Rory, the longsword I am trading in.
Okay.
So
For the
And
quality.
Kari's about to make a very generous donation to that cause also.
If Riker and
Ew.
Augustina are
Studded
on the
leather
cart, do we need
armor.
another horse.
do what?
If Riker and Augustina are on the cart, do we need another horse?
This is my logic. If we have 6 horses and we do need to go fast at some point in time, we have 6 horses. So we can just hook one of them up as a.
Couldn't we go with 5 horses? You're on there, and then if we need to go fast, you just get on a horse with somebody. And then you're not having to like actually use the stirrups to control the horse, but you're light enough you can just be on it.
Wes, would that work?
I mean, you've been riding with Gray. It's not the most comfortable thing for long distances, but yes, it need
But
for
for a
speed,
getaway.
100%.
Okay, then yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay, so 10 gold for the cart.
I'll trade the longsword
Okay.
for 10 gold, just a straight 1-to-1 trade.
Yep, because that's about what that longsword's worth.
Cool.
So yeah, you can trade that. General supplies such as ropes, food, clothing,
I wanted to get something.
all of that can be procured at Callahan's. If you're looking for any armory things, you can get those at Dirk Blackhammer's Blacksmith.
Where did I see it?
Let's see if I can find just a change of clothes and that are somewhat baggy but look similar.
There's a.
Stones.
I wanted to get a steel mirror.
Ooh.
Mirror. Okay.
Yeah.
What do clothes cost?
Yeah. According to the player book, it costs 5 gold.
Okay. Yeah. So your clothes, 5 silver for
Cool.
just a common set of.
Bacon.
I would sell my.
Essentially,
Hey.
however much you want to buy, mark off that much gold, and that's how much you can. Bacon.
A pound of gold.
No.
Pound.
That's what I'm saying. Like bacon cost you about probably 5 copper a pound. So mark off however much money you want for however much bacon you want at that exchange.
Priorities, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Mare will spend at least one of those days working on making a health potion.
Okay.
Having overheard somewhat of Rory's discussion with Augustina about plant matter and what can be used and what can't, she'll approach the both of them and ask if they have any guidance on finding materials.
You mean food?
If you guys have proficiency in herbalism, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I think I do too.
The herbalist.
So for those who do, it's fairly easy to identify the ingredients needed to make a health potion. It takes a day's work and 25 gold for the ingredients, time, everything else. And you can essentially get a health potion for a day's work and 25 gold.
Augustina will do that just because she's feeling competitive.
Okay.
Hey Wes, my chain shirt that I'm taking off says it's worth 50 gold. How much can I get for it?
If this market is.
And I also would like to trade up in armor, by the by.
You can get 46 gold for it.
Sweet, thank you. And I would like to, if I can find this at Callahan's, I need to purchase a gem or crystal worth 100 gold.
That's a lot.
Yeah, he doesn't have it for sale, but he does have one in the back that he has been known to use that he would sell for you.
How much do you want for it, Mr. Callahan?
How much did you need? How much was it worth?
100 gold.
95.
95? That's a lot of gold. My friend Grace says there are two prices for an item. One is the price you're asking for it, but the other is the price that you'll take for it. And he says I should ask about that price.
I am not in the room.
Mine.
I am not here. I am not part of this. You are getting me into trouble.
This is
I
the
love
price.
it.
This is the second price. It is worth 100.
Oh, that's already okay. Perfect. Mr. Gray will be really happy.
I am off trying to buy studded leather armor because I want that extra AC.
So that should be 45 gold.
Yes. Okay. And what can I get for my
you could get. I would say you could get studded leather for 40 gold plus trading in your old leather armor.
I'm sorry, I was doing what? I could how?
So 40 gold plus your leather armor gets you studded leather.
Okay, so I can, I'll just add 5 gold back. Cool.
The day that Augustina is not competing with Mare on health potions, she has started patterning out new clothes for herself with some of the dresses and then figuring out how to cut up the others to make into a blanket.
Ooh, 15 AC.
Definitely easily done for you to use your sewing kit. Any other downtime activities you guys wish to partake in these 2 days?
I'm gonna see.
I'm probably.
Go ahead, G.
I'm probably fiddling around with magic some more.
Okay. Yeah, you're getting the hang of it. It's coming together.
Yeah. Just for the story side of things, since we leveled up. Also, just because I can, I'll buy 2 more knives.
Okay.
Actually, yes, I'm buying a nice butcher's knife. Like a good cutting knife.
Yeah.
Mine will be more for stabbing.
Yeah, you want to buy an actual like dagger. You're looking for just a decent cutting knife.
Yep. Fillet knife.
Gray has to use his
like
facility.
kitchen knives.
Yeah. For a good, you want like a good one, right?
Yes, I want a fillet knife and
So let's say a gold for some good kitchen knives.
I bought soap.
Okay.
Is there anyone in town that knows anything about tattoos?
Let's see. Does the small town have a tattoo artist? Not with the one. No. This. I would say. You know what? It is a shipping town and a fishing town. I would say there is a tattoo artist. Maybe not the best. I mean, it's kind of working on the docks, doing some old sea tattoos. It's not the best quality, but.
Ask Riker. He'll volunteer to give you a tattoo.
It's an old dwarf with like real like sun-baked skin, straggly beard.
Augustina's present. She'll look at him and be like,
I think you should do it.
You know, I think you're right. Something small to start, I think. What's his specialty?
Sounds.
Okay. Yeah, you go up to him. He's sort of, hey, you want the tattoo? Okay. Whoa. Right. Well,
Run away.
what do you want?
I up on my shoulder, I believe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something that can be built on later. I intend to be a repeat customer.
Oh, repeat. Okay, yeah. Uh-huh. Built on. You want sea or bird? Or what are we looking at? I can do a bird. I can do a nice like swallow maybe.
A bird.
They're carrying a coconut.
What about
If
Not
I
a
would
swallow.
have heard,
fish?
Not a
if
swallow.
I would have
Not a
heard that
fish.
she was gonna go get a tattoo, I'd have thought that was kind of funny. Since she didn't seem the type, I probably would have gone to want to see this crazy man.
Okay, yeah. So not a swallow. Not a swallow. Okay.
A dove.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
What is
exactly.
bringing? I have to ask, Mayor. What has brought on the decision for tattoo?
Did you see the fellow the other night? What was his name? Morolith?
Who? I don't remember.
He came with Mr. Dimble. Mr. Calloway.
Oh!
Mr. Callahan's friend.
Right. I'm a lot on the mind. Yes.
Very striking appearance.
Okay.
It was very much himself. The decision he had made. I find that sort of certainty very inspiring.
Okay.
So you want a dove on your shoulder?
How much is she twitching from the needle?
Okay. So it'll cost you. Let's say 7 gold.
Okay. And just the outline, or is he gonna go full color?
It's not so much color, more shades of gray.
Okay.
Heyo.
I can work with that.
We'll see how he does. How does Mayor do with?
Mayor, here, do you want something to bite down on, or you good? Well, you're a cleric, right? You'll be fine. You have good match.
What do you think? What do you think Mayor's reaction would be to this? Do you want to make a check, or do you think that you'll be able to tank it fairly well?
Mayor is not going to have anything that would inhibit mobility at all. So anything like if she'd have to hold something to bite onto it, she's not going to do that at all. Yeah, no, just in general, no. She's just going to grit her teeth.
Okay, yeah, and I would say go ahead and make a Constitution check, not a save, just a check, to see just how well you can do with this.
It's a 12.
Yeah, you're fine. Tattoos are not bad, people. Trust me. All right, so let's see how well this tattoo turns out, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not bad. It doesn't take terribly long. Takes maybe about an hour and a half or so, and you do have possibly a dove. It's definitely a bird shape. It's the silhouette, sort of the wings pop up, got the nice head. Definitely looks like a bird. It's very bird.
All right, I will take it.
You should have done something interesting like an anglerfish.
Oh yeah, I could do it.
You know what?
Want one?
Save that idea because Rory was interested in scary things. Anglerfish. That is a freaky ass fish.
Anybody
The
else?
big jaws.
I got you. I can do a face.
I appreciate the offer, my good friend, but this was entertainment enough. Thank you.
I'll be here.
Well, if she's coming back, I'm going to enjoy seeing more of that face when the needle pokes her shoulder. So, thank you, sir. I will be going.
Okay.
Riker's going up to the cabin.
Okay.
And making sure everything's locked up, sealed up, set in order. The garden's taken care of. The trees are all taken care of.
Make an investigation check.
Actually, assuming that these two events didn't coincide, I also would like to go with Riker.
We're in a weird time thing. Sure.
Okay.
If
Yay!
he lets you, yeah.
Yeah. Gray's trying to, hang out with people. Because I have nothing else to do.
Yeah, I'll let him come along if Rory's okay with it. Not a word to anyone, Master Gray.
Sure.
That's
Right, that's fair.
Modified
But-
20.
Okay.
So anyway, and her face, she was trying really hard. She was doing a good job at hiding it, but she scrunched up a little bit. It was pretty good. But it turned out okay. It reads as what it is supposed to be.
Did you not volunteer to go next?
No, not at all. I don't. I do not wish to sully the artwork that I already am.
Identifying
And I just give him the biggest shit-eating grin.
could be an improvement. I mean,
well, art is in the eye of the beholder, beauty or something anyway. But that is irrelevant. This is the place that is yours, yes?
Yep. And so as we walk up, there's a trail moving up, and it's got these giant oak trees that are perfectly trimmed and taken care of, just overshadowing the entire trail going up. You'd kind of have to go out of the way to get there. You wouldn't know about it unless you got off the path. And then once you got off the path, it just is very, very clean. Everything was well groomed. And the cottage is like a stone and wood split log little house.
You take care of all of these grounds.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Just the two of you take care of this, or is it you who does all the
Do you
work,
think
or?
I need more?
No, I'm simply asking. I am impressed. This is a nice little place.
This is home. Nice
This
out
is
of the
good.
way. It was messy a little while back when a pack of wolves came through, terrorized the villagers and the sheep, but
I remember.
they moved
I
out.
say as I pet my. I remember.
I see you got in on some of the action as well.
Oh, yes, I did. It was profitable and fun and good for everyone. Hey, that was a good rhyme. I should write that down. No, I'm impressed. This is nice. Home is good.
That's good. There's a creek behind. Got some good fishing in it.
That is
And,
good.
I'm just gonna make sure everything's in order. Make sure the garden's taken care of and everything else is clean and set to go, locked up proper.
That is why I came. I figured I'd help you make sure everything was locked really good.
As you walk around and begin inspecting your thing with your investigation check, you notice that footprints have run through here, sort of looked around, doesn't seem to really even mess with anything, and then scurried away.
What type of footprints?
They seem to be small goblin footprints,
Oh, damn.
about a day or so old.
Do you think that will be a problem, my friend?
Next time.
Or
I'll
are you
give them
concerned?
a chance. I do not understand. I'll
Just a
keep my
note.
musings to myself. I hope
You
this
don't-
won't be a problem. Though I can honestly say that I do not know if it will be or not.
You don't want to tell anyone.
Riker would know that just outside the camp, one of the spells I prepare daily is the snare spell that I keep set up there.
I'm gonna go check
Go.
it.
Go check the snare spell.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Seems unsprung.
Not noticing any of that before, as we walked up to the thing, I just get kind of excited being home and just say, I'm going to go to the decompression room. and I walk over to this little lean-to that's just got a little workbench sitting there. It's this little pedestal, and I open up my pouch and I take out Penelope and I set it up there, and I spend an hour working, and these jeweler's tools materialize, and then I take those and I etch a couple little runes into the ruby that it's a garnet, the garnet that I got from Callahan, and I take it outside, and I was like, "Hey, Mr. Gray and Riker, look," and I just drop it, and right before it hits the ground, it stops, it glows, it hovers up to about a foot, and a snake head forms around it, and then just this energy goes down to the ground and snakes out from it, and it's just a little 1.5 to 2 foot snake. It looks very reminiscent of Devin Danger Noodle, and he slithers over and just curls up my staff that I walk with, and this is my newest friend. He's gonna be around, so don't get scared.
It's just like beaming look of pride in Riker's face.
That is impressive, my friend.
This is little Devin.
Little Devin, I like it. It is so very good to meet you, little Devin.
You are the best of us, Rory. I truly believe that. With talent to match.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely the best of us.
So Jordan,
Embarrassed, he just goes invisible, but it only lasts 6 seconds.
How close to him am I?
close enough.
Just look at him and smile.
Jordan, was that that's one of your infusions?
Homunculus servant.
Okay. Cool.
Rory,
Neat.
can you ask some of the trees around? Would they be able to communicate? I don't recall if you're able to, but it looks like maybe our little goblin friend was nosing about. I don't know.
I can.
They can't communicate back.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, I can't really. I can only really understand Penny. The other trees, they can understand me, but I don't know if that would help.
Tell them to be cautious, because goblins about are never a good thing. I'm gonna ask Mr. Callahan to check in once or twice while we're gone.
Okay, that is what I was hoping you were going to say.
Okay, be cautious, trees. That goblin that came through, he's not nice. He tried to hurt us, so be careful.
Technically, we almost murked him, but
We almost murked him.
yeah. Let's make sure nothing will get
Oh,
in.
and there's a demon.
Yeah, that is pretty much true.
I'm gonna lock everything down, and with your help, Mr. Gray, I'd like to do my best to make it as impervious to prying hands as possible.
I will work my magic.
Okay. Great. Go ahead and make a check with your thieves' tools just to see how well you can lock this place and everything else.
Thieves' tools. Roll the dice. That's not bad. That's an 18.
Oh yeah. This place is locked down. You're good.
That should be good for you, my friends. And if we're letting Callahan, well, excuse me, if you are letting Callahan know to keep an eye on the place, then I think things should be pretty good for you. We don't want home to be disrupted.
Also, I forgot in case it comes up again. Snare is only 8 hours. That's just something I do when we leave for the day and come back in the evening, so it would have been gone.
Oh, okay. My mistake. I'm gonna walk over to the cellar, go down real fast, come back with a bottle, put it in my pack, lock that all up, and make sure that's all taken care of. And
Okay. You guys head back down. You convene
As we're walking
after-
away, I'm trailing behind, and I just kind of look around at Rory's trees and like just wave at his trees. And I
You guys all convene after your 2 days. You have carts and items acquired. You inform Callahan of your request, and he informs you he'll keep an eye out. Take it under. You guys head off on the King's Road, heading east. And so, as we have many days' journey, we will go ahead and have somebody roll a d20 for your first day's journey. Outside of Goldorn,
dang.
Ladies first.
headed essentially right where you guys were, to the pass.
I am too terrified. Somebody else.
I nominate Lauren.
Second this nomination.
The reason I didn't say
Okay.
you, Brenda, is because you said twice that your dice were not rolling well.
Oh,
and that
nope.
scared me.
You're good. You're good.
So otherwise, I was
What-
going to flip a coin.
What is well?
Alright,
No.
in that case, I'm letting y'all pick. I have my 3 dice sets out. I have my brand new blue one.
Yep.
I have my pretty amber and orange, and then I have my like very bright orange. Which one am I rolling?
Is the blue
Ooh.
one solid blue?
All the vitamin C.
Like marbled different shades of
They're
blue.
all marbled. Okay.
I know where you're at, Jordan.
Blue seems
Well, I
like
personally
clear
am
skies.
interested in vitamin C.
Yeah, let's
So,
go blue for clear skies.
All right.
Never mind.
Gary was on the vitamin C kick.
Yeah.
That's a
All the
6.
vitamin C.
Oh dear.
6.
Guys with
Save
great
6. That's what we call it.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
As you travel, set off on your first day's journey, it is in
Yeah.
fact clear skies.
Woo!
Yay!
Make the trek. You travel through the Bleak Fire Pass, past a knowledgeable turnout, and as you get to the other end of the pass, where there's a nice campground set up, the day's journey ends. You can make camp there. You guys set up. I imagine you guys have watches throughout the night.
Yeah, I'll take
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Normal.
Okay, so essentially there'll be 3 watches, so 3 people make checks, perception checks.
I'll make a check.
I'll make a check.
I'll take a watch.
Jordan,
Perception,
you want to
you
make
say?
a check?
Why not?
Okay,
I've
so
rolled 2 8s
sorry,
and a 7 so far.
first watch.
13.
Okay. Great. Second watch.
I also rolled a 13.
Okay.
All right,
It's a Friday.
we're staying consistent.
What was the roll?
Perception.
It's my third 8 I've rolled tonight.
Fabulous.
Come on.
10.
The night passes quietly.
Fabulous.
You guys.
Just out of curiosity, Riker and Rory, what are y'all's passive perceptions?
Not that great. I miss Halberd.
Right?
13. Swap this game. I have better investigation. 12.
Were they down just waking up?
No, you say generally bundled.
Okay. Cool beans. Thanks, guys.
I mean, it's kind of up to you how bundled you want to be. But
Well, it's a warm night, but still,
I will 100% let you make that call.
yeah, still pretty clothed.
Okay. Right.
Morning awakes with eggs this morning, coffee, nuts on the side, old dried fruit that had fallen off.
Okay.
Numbs.
Riker prepares your meal as you all set out. Somebody else roll me a d20.
All right, Brenda.
God.
Hey, Lil Rose seemed to be okay.
Maybe.
It's a 12.
So
Like 2
double
6s,
clear
so-
skies.
2 days of clear skies.
So
That's how this works, right?
this morning as you wake up, you see that clouds have been moving in off the coast and following you. Causes it to be slightly overcast but cooler on this summer day.
I'll
Praise God.
right up next to Rory and like, I think the clouds are following us. Do you think the clouds are following us? I think the clouds are following us.
They're sentient clouds.
Well, I mean, if you can talk to trees, why couldn't clouds be sentient too?
My goodness. Do you think I can talk to clouds?
I mean, it's worth a
Are
try.
you following us?
Your wife's gonna kill you.
I can't understand
I love you, Jordan.
clouds.
Oh.
Thanks, Cat.
Maybe it's just because they're too far. They're too high up. They're too far away for us. They can't hear you. Maybe next time when there's like a low fog, we can try it again.
Clouds are water. I've never tried talking to water. But there's water in plants. Maybe that's what I talk to.
You have discovered the secret.
I have a lot to think about.
Gray is just watching this happen, and he's just enjoying it very much.
I think Augustina probably had coffee for the first time, so she is.
Oh, no.
Very quickly to
Yay.
herself, girls just want to have fun, and she's working on her blanket in the back of the cart.
Riker's just smiling as he drives the cart.
Okay.
Offers
So
her some more.
I'm guessing, are you all of you on your own horses, or are some of you riding the cart and tied the horses up?
I'm
You're
driving the cart.
You're driving the cart. You're riding in the cart. Anybody
I
else riding in the cart?
assume we're taking turns.
I'll be horsebacking kind of since we've been up and down this road a couple times now.
I'm probably on my horse, just kind of trying to play with that magic a little more before I need it.
I'm riding on the horse, facilitating a conversation between the horse and Penny.
As you do. As towards the end of the day, you begin to see the outer walls of Casadona, the capital, the large stone walls with the wooden reinforced gates standing out front. You do see the gates as you approach are still open. People are milling in and out. You do see the sort of outer slums, the shacks and lean-tos that tend to surround the outside of the gate where people dwell. There is,
I would
of course,
probably
river that
now
runs
have-
close to here.
Pop the collar on my coat and just
I was gonna say, Kari's got her hood up, her face mask on.
And
Christina
Riker, as they
seems to
approach
rock
the
the Casbah.
slum, actually has his hood off.
Okay, and that's the question. How close? Because essentially the road will get run by it. You can sort of divert and sort of go into the city or into the slums, or you can stay off of it. People tend to camp along here. There are various campgrounds. You can tell where people who have decided to camp outside the city as they travel and not go in. What do y'all?
Casadona's not the main city, is it?
It is the capital.
That is the cap. So that's where. Okay, so we're very familiar. Cool.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
wait, are we about to go north of it and through the I just blanked on the woods,
You guys will have
like
options.
home woods?
You guys will have options. You could, as you pass Casadona, the King's Road will continue to go east, and then the King's Road will skirt around the Mellist Forest, or you could try to make a shortcut and cut through the forest and rejoin the road on the eastern side. But you're still a couple days out from that,
A couple days out from
from the forest.
making. Okay, so the Caledonia, I thought was just the forest doesn't border the north side of Caledonia.
No. Casadona is closer to y'all's forest, where you were at.
That's what I'm talking about, the Mellist Forest.
No, the Mistfire is where you guys are at. The Mellist Forest is the large forest in the center.
Right, which is our home forest, like my tribe's forest.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's just north of.
It's
Casadona.
kind of northeast of it. It's about 2 days east,
But
northeast.
we would have the option to go through there.
Yeah, you could. You could try to cut through there and rejoin the King's Road on the other side.
Okay, sorry, just trying to keep the map in my head. All right.
I don't have the map. 'cause,
Here. I'll sort of rough map, kind of very rough map. You guys are essentially here in the capital. Yeah, I know you can't really see, but follow my finger. This big area here is the forest. The King's Road will kind of skirt down around it, or you can cut through the forest and rejoin the King's Road on the other side.
Well, do we want to go around the forest or do we want to go through?
So you got a couple days before you even get to that. Right now, you guys are outside the city unless you want to go in.
Thank you.
I'm not looking for a big city visit at the moment, so I don't mind making a camp outside.
I do agree. Well, I might see a couple of familiar faces in the lower slums.
So do you want to approach the slums or skirt around them?
I'll set camp for them.
Okay.
And I'll go into the slums and just see if I can track down a couple of old friends.
Yeah.
And then make it back in time.
Yeah. You
Want to go by yourself, Baker?
You know I will always welcome your company, Rory.
Okay.
But should you desire to stay,
I'll stay with you.
as you make camp, the two of you sort of head off into the slums. Make an investigation check.
Look at this to me again. That's not nearly as good. That's a 5.
Walking around, you don't immediately spot anybody that you recognize.
Excuse me.
What's familiar? You also know a majority of your time was spent in the inner slums inside the city. Because there's 2 slums, right?
Mm-hmm.
You outer slums or?
Yeah, I left.
Okay.
Remember?
I don't. Okay, fair. Outer slums.
Yeah,
But-
that's why I went to this one.
Yeah. But no, you don't necessarily recognize anybody at this moment.
And making a loop, I'll head on back to get some sleep.
Okay. So you guys sleep through the night. Watches.
Final watch.
I would have taken another watch, yes.
Okay.
I'll take one this time.
All right. So first watch, somebody roll.
Not that I'm good at perception, but hey.
17.
17.
I think only one of us is good at perception.
Ooh, poopy.
Yeah, Mayor, you don't really see anything. I mean, there's still people. The gates close at night, but people seem to mill about calmly. Gray,
I got a 1.
you're a little tired from the day's journey, but you don't really see anything.
He's sitting there just practicing his magic.
Sure don't.
You accidentally blind yourself from the magic.
He beakers himself.
Yeah, that is one thing. Coming back to camp before everyone goes to bed, I was going to ask for a display of Gray's magic sparkle figures.
Oh, sure.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh. That
Hey, by the end of this campaign,
for
it's
jazz
gonna be
hands.
like some G Gundam. I'm gonna do the burning finger.
Yeah, let's see
Yeah.
the magic fingers here.
We're about to get the Mr. Gadget, like lighter.
Another nat. All those 20s are coming back to hunt me. There was
Rather
another
here.
1.
Rather here than in combat.
Yeah.
Okay.
iPad, what are you doing? Dude, iPad, stop being a crackhead.
Especially since Wes is apparently using a fumble table.
Yeah.
Mine was a 13 perception for my watch.
Okay. Fairly quiet. Not much going on. Morning comes. Everything passed finally in the night. You get another long rest. And I need another roll.
Jay, because ladies first.
Ah, you suck. I was waiting for you to pull that one. That is a 16.
16. Okay.
I have no idea.
These clouds are mean.
The day passes nice. The clouds eventually dissipate.
Bye, clouds.
You guys get about a day, your solid day's work away. And so at this point, you can see the faint towers of the castle and its district behind you. And you begin to see the looming trees of the Mellist forest in front of you, both distant. You guys take a rest.
Close to a river or anything?
Not necessarily. I think. Let me double check my map here. I got rivers going on.
Which
No,
is just
not
two
enough.
character sheets taped together.
Shut up. It works. No, you're not. As you set up camp, you guys are going through your normal routines. You hear a voice call out.
Like out loud? Okay.
And so as you guys are sort of setting up camp, eating dinner, getting ready to bed down, a voice calls out, "Hello! Hello, friends!" And so walking in, you see a man dressed in travel clothes, basic leathers, seems to have like a long sword on his side, a backpack, seems to be a traveler. "Hello, I saw your fire, smell food. Do you mind if I come sit with you?" "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so rude. Hello, my name is Girth."
I'm sorry, did you say Kirk?
"It's very unfortunate, I realize. My parents, evil people."
Does his look match his name?
I don't know if you want to look that close.
He seems of average build. He's, he's about
I'm not looking low. on
5.
his stomach.
He's about 5'10", average build. Definitely looks
Not
traveled.
110 pounds.
No,
I'm sorry.
it looks traveled and weathered. So do you mind if I sit down? I did bring my own food. He sort of reaches into his pack, pulls out his own sort of meat that he begins sort of munching on.
Man, I wanted to say that I hid, but I didn't say it.
Hey,
I'm gonna look around at everybody just curiously.
How
there's
do
no
his-
problem with it?
How do his clothes look and everything? Like, are they in good condition, or do they need to repair?
They're maybe slightly more worn than you guys, but it looks like he's been traveling. They are not everybody has a constant change of clothes that they get to wear. So he's wearing some leathers, a tunic underneath, travel cloak, boots. So, where are we going?
Oh, that's a very good question. Where do you head to?
Well, I just left the city, and I think my family didn't lie to me. They should be in Bronze Lake, so I'm headed east.
We're headed
Would you-
east too.
Really? And where to? My furry friend.
I mean, I do believe this one had some business. What did you say?
I had said east, but honestly, Bronze is where I'd like to make a stop.
I guess I'm gonna headed to Bronze Lake.
Aha!
Just to
traveling
wherever the
companion.
wind takes us.
Why would your family lie to you?
They named me Gerd. They're not nice people.
Aye.
I lean
Is
into
this-
Gray and whisper under my breath. It's like looking at a dark mirror of you, Mr. Gray. It's kind of alarming. If I recall, you also greeted us all as friends the moment we met.
Thank you.
Augustina has started sewing very viciously as she stares at Mare.
Mr. Girth,
She starts throwing her like hair into the blanket.
you look like you've been traveling a while. Does any of your stuff need to be fixed? I'm good at fixing things.
You can fix it. Oh, well, all right then. Well, you see, and you pull out this little tear in my backpack has been bothering me greatly. And then I have this
Mending.
tear here, and then I have this over
Mending.
here.
Mending.
Okay, yeah. He just seems to be pulling out these things, and as you are fixing them,
It's like
and then-
leather working tools. I just keep tapping it. Mending. Bippity boppity boo. Just
As he's just interacting, what is the general impression I'm getting off of this guy?
Insight check.
I don't even need to make an insight check. I don't trust him.
I do.
I think I have my wisdom. It's a 16.
16. He's kind of hard to read.
Mm-hmm.
There is something shifty about him.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what you get.
I'm watching his hands.
They are all over the place. He's grabbing stuff out of his pack, handing it to Rory to fix, putting things back in his pack.
While he's
I'm watching my stuff at the same time.
while he's being very flamboyant, I'm gonna kind of tap Gray on the shoulder and kind of do this little motion and start as he's turning around, slipping out to go basically scout around and make sure he's actually alone.
Okay. So the two of you are going? Or just you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was trying to take Gray
I'm
with me, but
Stealth
I'm
check to
stealthing
disappear.
away. I make an excuse to go piss or something.
I like that. That's a
God.
dirty 20.
No, I don't go nowhere.
What'd you get?
I got a 1.
Dude!
Wow.
Get a different dice.
Get that karma out of the way, baby.
So what's your total on stealth then?
I'm gonna put that one over there. It should be an 8, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because my stealth is a 7.
So
I'm gonna put that dice aside.
So
That dice is all out of magic from last
When
time.
do you get past without trace?
He doesn't.
Kari
Oh.
disappears. You try to disappear, and right as you begin to walk away, he goes, "Ah, you! Do I know? No, I don't know you. Come here, come here. I think we can have things to talk about." And so he sort of almost pulls you back in. Kari, you slip away, seemingly unnoticed.
I just move my.
Does he actually try to put his hands on me?
No, not so much, but he definitely
Okay, because I was gonna use something to make that not happen. I don't want him to touch my person.
make a perception check.
Oh god.
Ooh,
Oh.
you're talking.
Oh, that's a
talking to
good
Jack.
one. That is a 22.
22.
I'm not good at
Almost the
perception
highest I
anyway.
can get on perception.
As you stealth away and begin looking around, you see sort of off in the distance 1, 2, 3, 4 other figures just sort of off in the distant. There's some scatterings of trees and rocks and high grass, and they seem to be attempting
Like
to
how
hide
far away distance?
just outside of the campfire light.
Can I try and sneak up behind one?
Yeah.
David, reloading a shotgun.
That will forever be a thing.
Sure.
Um,
Try to move up behind one.
mhm. One that looks like how many did you say I see?
4.
4. Whichever one looks like he is the most focused on Girth and what's going on, and least on his surroundings.
Okay. Yeah. You see.
Is there anything about Homeboy that seems familiar to me? Do I recognize anything distinguishing about him?
No, you don't.
Okay.
You come across a tiefling, black skin, sort of seems very intent in watching.
Is he
What's
up
going
like
on?
against a tree, or is he?
He's sort of backed up against a rock, just sort of leaning up against there, like keeping out of sight and watching.
Does he look like he has any weapons ready?
Yes, he has a couple daggers.
I want to strike up conversation using Thieves' Cant and talk to old Mr. Girthy about, Like, because we're headed east, and we're interested in getting to the shoreline, and looking at ships and stuff. We're interested in some sailing venture. Just bullshit him. And but I want to use thieves'
He
king.
seems lost. He seems lost when you talk to him.
Okay, cool. Okay. So
So what
these
are you doing,
guys.
Kari?
What am I doing?
Kari.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and do something really, really stupid.
Hey!
Character.
I'm gonna get as
That
good
doesn't
of a
sound
look.
like us.
I know. I'm gonna get as good of a look at this tiefling as I can.
Okay. It is dark, and it is a black-skinned tiefling.
I'm gonna get.
Perception check.
Okay. That is another natural 19.
With advantage of this.
No, just a straight
So that's another 22.
22. Okay, you get what you gather to be a pretty good look. Now, granted, you cannot mimic clothing,
True.
but you feel confident that you could mimic the appearance.
Okay. I'm gonna back away.
Okay.
And I'm gonna come up, make my way around and come up behind Girth.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm making my way up, I'll let where the others can see me, but I'm still behind Girth. Pull the hood, pull the face mask down, and change my appearance into the tiefling
Okay.
so that they can all see it. And then I'll walk up behind, kind of crouch down. Where did you want us again?
As you do that, he turns around and goes, "All right, everybody, let's do this."
I straight up hit him in the face with my blade.
Okay.
Okay.
And so with that,
Don't do that. Did you hit him or me?
No, not you.
Okay, I was like.
and with that, we're gonna call it here. As we will
Oh boy.
roll initiative at the start of next session.
All
It has now
right.
begun.
We made it a whole session without combat, y'all.
Not quite. We just got into it.
Oh, that was fun.
Well done, y'all.
That was fun.
Well done.
We had good
indeed.
conversations. We did shopping.
Mhm.
That was fun.
And then you picked a fight.
Technically, he picked the fight.
Yeah, I did.
We knew where this was going.
Probably.
I
Okay.
have no problem apologizing if I'm wrong. I don't want to kill the dude, but
Maybe aiming for the face is not the best way to not kill the dude.
I'm like
Yeah.
broadside of the blade,
Yeah.
right on top.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That is where we will start
Oh
next
my
time.
gosh.
Lord.
Excellent stuff.
This is fine.
This is fun.
Well
Watch
done.
this be the one that's not okay, but I don't like being snuck up on the dark.
Sure. Yeah.
Also, this is just PTSD from my session 1, so I get how this goes.
Completely.
And 3 people died that day.
One of them was almost you.
Never was it actually me.
In session 0, that would just be the most amazing thing to lose a character in session 0.
Because
I mean-
your buddy ran away in the fight.
Hey,
I mean, like,
gotta play a
that
character.
almost seems like it should be a mulligan, really. But
Right. I mean, it basically would be. It'd just be like, oh, this is my other sibling. Rory.